not as scripted, but that just goes to show the hustle. Quarterback recovers this. Look at how many guys on the ground. He's all the way in the backfield, is able to come up and make a play. Great play by Kaminsky. That's why he's starting this week. They can be led by this guy because he's working his butt off to make sure that he's the best version of himself and he hustles the way he hustles.
75-yard drive. For more than 2.5 minutes off the clock. Chunk plays. The end around. Proud Papa right there with Brian. Yeah, he said, we used to run that play back home in Wisconsin. Zebart the fumble. Kaminsky opportunistic. North Dakota believing on the road.
Uh-oh.
What?
My agent needs a headshot of me wearing, get this, a shirt.
Talk about off-brand. Did you just unfold that?
Wait till you see this. Check it.
Whoa.
Can your phone do that?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. So get out there, take your swing, rev your engines and let freedom ring, and never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Right now, during the Ram Make This the Summer event, get 10% below MSRP or get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models.
I stand alone with fire inside. This heart's a drum. I won't subside. Against the odds, I'll rise again with passion burning in my veins.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
Chicken, spinach,
beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
What if I told you that every time you order a refreshing Pepsi Zero Sugar and a delicious Chicken Bacon Ranch Pizza from Pizza Hut on a Saturday, you're stacking up sweet discounts with DoorDash Streaks? Win every week with DoorDash Streaks. Opt in, order every Saturday, build the savings.
3, 2, 1, go.
Believe me, when it comes to investing, you'll love Carl's Way. Take a left here, please.
But there's a...
Carl's Way is the best way.
Is it? At Schwab, how I choose to invest is up to me.
Exactly. I can invest and trade on my own.
Yes, and I let them manage some investments for me, too.
Let's move on, shall we?
No can do.
I'll get out here.
Where are you going?
Schwab.
Schwab.
Schwab, a modern approach to wealth management.
Manhattan, Kansas State trailing North Dakota 7-3. The Fighting Hawks putting together an impressive 5-play, 75-yard drive. Isaac Frichte, one of the holdovers that Eric Schmidt kept, the offensive coordinator from a year ago. Tough quarterback competition in fall camp, and he says, hey, all 5 of my quarterbacks act as one, and you see them all gather around Jerry Kaminsky, the hero on that last drive.
Yeah, you know, they grade everything, how they eat, what they eat, school, everything, and that's why he graded so high. Because that leadership ability right there. We just had that's a good return. What do they do now? I mean, if you look at the sideline, can't say sidelines, look a little flat, Sean.
Johnson. In this opening quarter, he has been busy throwing the football. They have relied on his arms. 6 of 8, 65 yards. Jackson, 3 carries for 15 yards. From the 32, Johnson on the move, throws dangerous pass, nearly jumping the lane, getting his hand on it. Johnny Wiltshire, who's been active in this opening quarter.
Absolutely. You know, he's showing no fear. No fear that he can run past him, so he sat down on the play, was able to make a play. This is where I want to see. Can Johnson get this team going again? You look at the opposite side. Kaminsky has his guys going, has his troops going. It's now Johnson's job to get his team going.
You could hear a pin drop right now inside Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Shock early on in this game. Pressure off the edge, and this one nearly picked again. Grady Kinch came in from his in position, untouched. Then Zach Lewis had that go right through his arms.
That's what we can have. You know, we've got to make sure that he stays in a position where he's not going to be getting hit. He needs to have something a little more, accustomed for him moving around, using his speed as opposed to him sitting back there in the pocket.
Kent showed some of his speed, rushing off the edge. 3rd down and 10. They rush only 3. Johnson on the run, throws, soft touch. Brown with his 4th catch, and that's a big 1st down early in this game.
They needed that in the worst way. You know, here they just run a boot. They run a boot to the right. He gets out there. Brown makes himself available. Just run a little deep out.
They go quick. First touch for Jaron Bradley, the transfer out of Boston College, and he is cut down immediately by Jai Martin.
Yeah, I want to see how he can get into this offense. I mean, he's a big receiver, 6'5", 223, can run. Had some big plays last week. Can Avery Johnson get him implemented in the offense?
Bradley arrived here at Kansas State in January. Caught the coach's attention right away and had already built a relationship with offensive coordinator Matt Wells from Wells' days at Texas Tech. That's where Bradley started his career before transferring to Boston College a season ago.
You look at him, you know, they had a great summer. Those guys were together all the time, both Bradley, Johnson, and Tibbs. It was integral that they, you know, to their old game plan that these guys get implemented into this offense. Yes, this is a team that likes to run the ball, especially with the quarterback. But they know they have to get the ball out to those big receivers and open this offense up a little bit. Because if you can see, UND is definitely putting 7 in a box, trusting that they can go man-to-man on the outside. So I love the fact, you know, they're trying them like that. They're trying this offense and playing man-to-man up in their face and daring them to pass the ball on the outside.
Matt Wells moving over from the quarterback coach position a year ago into a role that he is so comfortable with, really his favorite part of the sport. He was talking about the play calling mode. Had built that strong relationship with Avery Johnson. And now speaking of the vertical game, wide open, touchdown, Jace Brown, 44 yards.
Great pass play right here. I mean, I love how they allowed the play to develop. Here he is, sets back, read option, but then the speed that they have with Brown, the connection he has with Brown, allowed them to go deep for the big play.
Kansas State responds. Quick scoring strike for the Wildcats.
You see that, Sean? I mean, yes, you know, you have confidence on the guys on the outside, but, you know, Brown is one of the faster players, you know, and he has probably the best connection out of all the receivers with Avery. So which allowed them to sit back. You give Avery Johnson time, he can pick you apart, and it just showed it just then. Ran a little shake route on the outside, beat the man-to-man coverage for 6.
Couple of near misses for North Dakota on that last drive, and this is the one Zach Lewis would love to get back.
Yeah, you look at it, you know, it's a little out route. He was hit hard, which allowed him not to follow through with the pass. You got to make those plays on the outside. You know, that was definitely a play in which North Dakota should have used that as another momentum breaker and get it going the opposite direction.
So what's Johnson do after that missed opportunity? Comes back with a beautiful throw on 3rd and long to Brown, and then the touchdown strike to his favorite target, Jace Brown, just blowing up on the scene a year ago, his first year as a starter in Manhattan. Really the lone returning threat from that receiving core from a year ago, and he has helped this year to take some of the attention off him with Bradley and Tips.
Absolutely, man. And he's so fast and able to get, he's a big frame, and he has reliable hands. And I think that's the biggest thing that this K-State offense is dealing with. The mere fact that they don't catch everything that's thrown to them. I've seen just in this game alone 2 or 3 drops already, and we haven't even made it out of the first quarter. They have to solidify these catches and become more of a 2nd and 5 team as opposed to always being 2nd and 3rd and 10.
Third different tailback into the game for North Dakota. This is the speedster Sawyer Seidel. Seidel wrapped up. Open field tackle by Justice Clements. You go north into the state of North Dakota, you know there's going to be some beef, and this offensive line has a lot of experience. 4 of their 5 guys up front, returning starters, all 5 over 300.
You don't have to look far for the beef, but that's what you get with FCS schools. Neck roll football. Big guys up front, homegrown, North Dakota guys. You know, it's not like going up there eating moose meat, deer meat, because, hey, these guys are big up front. They look like FBS players.
It's good stuff. I would recommend that.
Yes, you would, Sean. Yes, you would. You're daring like that. You love elk and moose and that stuff.
Well, look at Seth Anderson. He's had some moose and elk in his day.
Yeah, he is. Look at him. Raring to go, too. Raring to go.
315-pounder. The anchor on that right side. 3rd down and short. Let's see if they run behind him. Z Barth, the short yardage back in the game. He gets the call. They try to run behind Anderson. Kansas State does a good job. Austin Romaine fighting his way through, and he's going to be just short.
I love this. This is what we call double eagle. They cover the center and both guards up with big tackles, and then on the outside they have linebacker rush ends on the outside, and they just allow those guys up front to get penetration up the field. That's great by that defensive line, getting penetration on the offensive line. Penetration always kills run plays.
North Dakota does not have to snap it here. You see the differential. We'll see if they do snap it on 4th and less than a yard. Would be really shocked if he did. They're going to let this clock wind down in a thoroughly entertaining first quarter on a Saturday night here at Kansas State.
Starting to steal the life in this K-State team. When I looked, toward the middle of the quarter, it was a point where these guys weren't even amped up. They're starting to get amped up now. Love the fact.
It's not having access to 1 million industrial-grade products that's so amazing. It's the feeling of knowing you'll find the one you need. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Need a second opinion? Look no further than Kate's Heating and Cooling. I was told that my 15-year-old furnace had a cracked heat exchanger by a local HVAC company. I wasn't convinced and wanted a second opinion, so I called Kate's, and I'm so glad I did. Their team conducted a thorough and professional free inspection with a combustion analyzer, and in 15 minutes, Kate saved me $14,000.
10-year manufacturer's warranty? Not here. With Kate's, you're covered for life. Kate's, where service makes the difference.
This is notoriously one of the loudest places to play.
Under pressure, now steps up, he's gonna run. Angles left to the 10, he's at the 5, touchdown! Dylan Edwards creases the Knights, and he's gonna score.
Klein, pop pass to the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
One-on-one down the sidelines. Caught! Touchdown, Brown! Doing it for the Cats!
Hey, grab me one too.
expectation. Hungry minds searching for answers. Explorers of the impossible. Breakthroughs without end. People who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. You'd be amazed at what we grow here.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
Alongside Barrett Brooks, Sean Kinney back with you from Manhattan. North Dakota had the quarter break to think it over. Do they go for it, take an extreme gamble early in this football game? And they say no. We're going to send out the punting unit. So Silvernail out there for the Fighting Hawks. 4th and less than a yard. Do you like this for North Dakota?
I absolutely like this. You don't want to put your team, I mean, you're going, force for force up front and playing great against an FBS team. They no longer look at Kansas State as the big dogs. They feel as though they're the big dogs. They've taken all the emotion out of this stadium. It's so quiet in here right now. So I think that, it was smart by him to go ahead and punt it. And let's start up. This defense has played well and match up man-to-man and go on from there.
Johnson with big numbers so far through one quarter. The 133 yards, 44 of those on the touchdown pass to Jace Brown. 6 catches for Brown, 81 yards. In motion, they fake the throw to him. They hand it off and a little misdirection to Rice. And there goes Devon Rice. Catapulted high up into the air as he crosses into plus territory.
Yeah, you got to get it to your speed. They run a little misdirection. Get guys running around everywhere. They have the jet motion going across it, getting the eyes of the defense. Great play by them to call.
27 yards, Rice. That time they use Brown as the decoy. Johnson steps up, slings it, and it's knocked away. Zone coverage there by North Dakota and getting a hand on it.
That's 3 times this half that he's thrown a pass that the defense has been privileged to. He's got to make sure that, he reads things and sees things more clearly. The zone, I think, at this point is really hurting him a little bit because he can't see guys that may be falling back into the passing lanes.
Wiltshire getting his hands on that last throw by Johnson. 2nd down and 10, opening drive of this second quarter. Set up the screen, getting rid of it quickly. Tibbs tackled immediately by McNeil, the 2-year captain.
That's one play, is a great play for this offense because it's like a long handoff, getting it to one of your players, get it to your weapons. And that's stressed that throughout our conversation with their offense yesterday. Get the ball to your weapons and go from there.
That was Adonis Moise. Good-looking freshman on that last reception. Moise with his first career catch, the true freshman. One of a strong youth movement for K-State. At time, quarterback, receiver not on the same page as he misfires, looking for tips. And a 4th down.
Yeah, that's definitely a miscommunication up front. Tibbs thinking he's running a dig and a comeback. And then I think, on the outside, I think Avery thought he's going to run it out on the play.
Back to you for return for North Dakota. Number 11, Zach Lewis.
Clannon on the punt for the 2nd time tonight. Lewis standing inside his 10. End over end. This will have a little bit too much leg on it as it goes sailing into the end zone. 43-yard punt, net of 23. North Dakota and their offense will go back to work, trailing by 3.
Sammy. Ooh, hey. Can your phone do that?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except except one thing. We just can't stop being American. So get out there, take your swing, rev your engines and let freedom ring, and never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Right now, during the Ram Make This the Summer event, get 10% below MSRP or get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken,
spinach, beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
My name's Aria. I'm 11 years old and I'm from United States.
3, 2, 1, go.
I would love to come play for Barcelona someday and play on the same fields that they play on.
Que haya marcas como Bimbo que se preocupen y ocupen de crear experiencias, pues es algo excepcional.
Hear more about my story.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if you still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love in the streets.
Weekend college football lineup rolls on tomorrow. 13th ranked South Carolina, their tremendous receiving core, ready to host Virginia Tech, 3 Eastern on ESPN. Then at 7:30 over on ABC, the top 10 matchup between Notre Dame and Miami. And Monday night, it's Bill Belichick's college debut. North Carolina hosting TCU, 8 Eastern on ESPN. And Barrett, when it's Monday night, we're used to seeing Bill on those NFL sidelines. Only appropriate. It's a Monday night for his UNC debut.
Absolutely. I mean, he has some big shoes to fill. I mean, Coach Brown is, one of the top-rated coaches. But, yeah, Coach Belichick, he's going to have to run the ACC and make sure that, he takes control of it.
North Dakota from the 20 and trying to elude the defense and stretch the field as wide as he could go as Seidel, but good pursuit by Kansas State. Desmond Purnell, one of their fastest linebackers, able to keep up with the elusiveness of Seidel.
Yeah, and all the guys up front, the more penetration they get, the more, out of sorts this offense will become, because once you get upfield and start that penetration, you make that running back bow a little more. And when you allow him to bow, it allows your troops to get there a little later in the play.
Good news for Kansas State. Number 55, Malcolm Alcorn Crowder has checked into the game. He did not play last week. He was a late scratch.
False start. Offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It's Trace Thaden. But they get Alcorn Crowder back. They're hoping to get Ryan Davis back in the next week or two. And all of a sudden, this is a really deep defensive line.
Yeah, right now they're, it's kind of slim, but they're doing enough right now to make that offensive line of UND jump off sides a little bit, They've got to change how this game is being played up front.
Behind the sticks after the penalty, Kaminsky with the RPO. First time he's going to tuck and run. He'll pick up the first bound, stays on his feet, showing some of his strength and toughness, and a first down gallop. Purnell finally able to bring him down.
Yeah, we talked to the offensive coordinator yesterday, and they said, look, that's one of the traits that you have to make sure you're more comfortable with. He didn't want to run. He just wanted to be a pure passer. Well, he just showed he has some wheels and some toughness. Why don't he run the ball a little more? And I think this confidence will allow him to do this a little more.
25 yards in the run by Kaminsky. Has been impressive in this first half. Steps up, lobs, and a diving catch is made. Damanatanek able to haul it in, the Canadian. Out of Clarkson with his first catch.
Look at Kaminsky. I mean, he's just keeping his eyes down the field. He's making sure he's moving in the pocket well, and he's just trusting the guys on the outside to make a play. His confidence level, that's the reason why he's starting. There's a lot of experience on the sideline right now, and he's the guy that they chose to be the starter.
Spreading the ball around as well. You see this pre-snap movement by North Dakota. They swing it out, lay. This is a guy you want to wrap up. So dangerous in open space. Daniel Cobbs did a good job getting the arms lassoed around and then help arrive.
Very elusive, very elusive runner. You give them the ball, they want to get it to him out in space to make that defender make a decision. Right now, the defense won that play. Great job coming up and stopping him.
Isaac Frickty in his second year as the offensive coordinator told us in our meetings last night, they're going to mix up their tempo. They're going to do a lot of pre-snap movement, a lot of counter and misdirection type. Try to hit these linebackers and really put a lot of pressure on this linebacking core.
And that's what it does. When you do misdirection, when you do sweeps, when you get the ball going one way and then come back around, it gets them out of sorts. Watch the linebackers. They're reading. All of a sudden, bam, from the outside, here it comes. So you can't just leave your assignment. Defensive ends have to make sure they stay at home, and you can't pursue as fast as you really want to.
This crowd trying to generate some energy. They fake the pitch. Kaminsky again. Just so impressed with his poise. Again, a lot of moving parts there. He had missiles coming from both sides. He lost his helmet there late, so he'll have to leave the game unless North Dakota wants to use a timeout. But he is showing the poise of a 3 or 4 year starter in this first half.
Has a lot of confidence, in what he's doing with the ball. Hey, he didn't see the play that he wanted to see. He pulls it down and runs a little bit.
Kaminsky leaves. Here comes the transfer that Eric Schmidt brought with him from the West Coast. Javance Tupuata Johnson started a game last year for the Aztecs in the Mountain West. Arrived late, just trying to learn the system and learn the ways of this offense. Has an active arm, tries to showcase it, and he does. Tremendous catch. Flag is down. Dang hauls it in. And if the catch sticks, it's 1st and goal for the Fighting Hawks.
That's his big playmaker, dang. But hey, look at that.
Holding defense number 6, correction number 9. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
There was no way that I thought that he was going to come in and throw a pass. Usually when you have another quarter, when your backup quarter come in, you go ahead and you hand the ball off. But no, they have enough confidence in him to get the ball to Dang, and that's the big play. He's the big play guy for this offense, and now he comes in and with a sure-handed catch, moving the chains.
Fighting off the contact from McIntosh. Strong hands by Dang. 26 yards, 1st and goal, North Dakota. They float it high up into the air. Caught, but denied the end zone. Oh, what a pop that time.
Great play, making sure that he followed him across the formation and was still able to go out there and stop him. Oh, man, I wish I had a replay on this because he came from the other side of the field and still able to make a play on that.
Quay Moss coming off a strong game in Dublin with the touchdown-saving tackle. They go back to the air, little rub route coming back to the center, and again denied the end zone. 3rd and goal, that time it was McIntosh.
The defense is stepping up, playing in their face. This is going to give them great confidence if they keep them out the end zone. But we have to understand those big guys up front, they're really going to want to take the goal. They're saying to the coach, hey, let's run it. Forget all this passing. I want to run the rock. Let's pound it. They're bringing in their big guys, fullback, tight end, 22 personnel. Let's go. 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Aiden Teeter has had to check into the game at right tackle. Seth Anderson, the anchor of this offensive line, had to leave because he lost his lid. Into the teeth of this crowd in Manhattan. 3rd down and goal. And North Dakota is going to use their 2nd timeout of the half. Eric Schmidt and the Fighting Hawks knocking on the doorstep, trying to take the lead midway through this 2nd quarter.
With Amex Business Platinum, you get access to over 1,400 lounges worldwide, including the Centurion Lounge, which means you can recharge for your next business adventure. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
Uh-oh. What? My agent needs a headshot of me wearing, get this, a shirt.
Talk about off-brand. Did you just unfold that?
Wait till you see this. Check it.
Whoa.
Can your phone do that?
Americans, we can do anything we want, except one thing. We just can't stop being American. So get out there, take your swing, rev your engines and let freedom ring, and never, ever, ever stop being American. Nothing stops America, and nothing stops Ram.
Right now, during the Ram Make This the Summer event, get 10% below MSRP or get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select 2025 Ram 1500 models.
I stand alone with fire inside. This heart's
Wayfair's Labor Day clearance is here. End your summer with sun, fun, and savings. Yes. From August 23rd to September 2nd, get up to 50% off outdoor furniture and decor, and up to 70% off area rugs. Plus, way more doorbuster deals and 24-hour surprise flash deals, all with fast shipping on everything. Save up to 70% off during Wayfair's Labor Day clearance from August 23rd to September 2nd, and shop now. These savings won't last.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Football playoff begins December 19th and concludes with the national championship January 19th on ESPN.
A lot can happen before January 19th, the start of the college football season, and the fight that North Dakota is putting up on the road. They have balanced it up. 9 rushing attempts, 78 yards through the air. Kaminsky has been effective. Now the question becomes, can they pick up this final yard to cap off a long scoring opportunity, the 10th play of the drive for North Dakota.
That's up to the guys up front, who's going to impose their will. They're going to cover everybody they can cover. Everybody's going to be in the box. Look for Dang Dang on the pass play.
They go pistol, lay behind Kaminsky. It will be Kaminsky after the fake, diving ahead for the touchdown. 10 plays, 80 yards. Jerry Kaminsky in his first career start with his second touchdown of the night. This one more conventional.
Man, you look at it. I love this play call. You have a running back in. Instead, give it to running back. Use him as a blocker going forward, and you run right up behind him. Comfortable with having the ball, handling the ball inside against those defensive linemen. Kaminsky for the score. That's 2 touchdowns by him today.
C.J. Elrich adds the point after him for the second time tonight. North Dakota goes out in front. A 10-play, 80-yard drive. Kaminsky, he's been the show. He's not shying away from the spotlight tonight. His second rushing touchdown. Grand Forks celebrates.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if we still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love in the streets.
There's no business like small business, like no business we know. We never sleep because we're busy dreaming.
Sleep? You gotta sleep.
When water from the pipes was pouring down, filed a claim with his cops.
We turned it around.
'Cause there's no business like small business.
Like no business we know. Wha-bam!
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Sleep Number does that. Your ideal firmness and effortless comfort all night.
Can it help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds now on sale. Up to 50% off our limited edition smart bed plus free premium delivery when you add an adjustable base. Only at Sleep Number.
Could you please submit your expenses today?
You could keep reminding your coworkers to submit their expenses. Or you could let Ramp do it. Never chase a receipt again. Ramp. Love finance.
Uh-oh.
What?
My agent needs a headshot of me wearing, get this, a shirt.
Talk about off-brand. Did you just unfold that?
Wait till you see this. Check it.
Whoa.
Can your phone do that?
3, 2, 1, go.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken, spinach,
beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
Yard touchdown run. North Dakota back out in front, 14-10. Kaminsky in his first career start. Again, the word poised will just continue to pop into the vocabulary. 9 of 10 throwing the football, 78 yards, but it's been his control of the offense which has stood out to me.
Leading those men, leading that sideline. There's no doubt that this is his team.
Yard deep. Nuremberg ran into his own man. Ball popped free. North Dakota's on top of it. Friendly fire for Nuremberg. The ball up into the air, recovered by North Dakota. My goodness.
You know, we spoke about this in the break, you know, how North Dakota has allowed this game to become very, very, very muddy. You know, very, very murky. This UND team says, all right, we are belonging here, and we are going to win this game. That's their mentality right now. And until Kansas State steps up, it will continue to go this way.
The blocker, Wittenberg, was driven right into the path of Bryce Nuremberg.
Still no excuses. Still should have the ball, you know. I mean, that just happens.
And now North Dakota will try to keep the foot on the gas. They start this inside the K-State red zone from the 19.
Sean, I need a little more enthusiasm out of the K-State defense.
7:41 to go in this opening half. Kaminsky looking left all the way, wants that double move. 50-50 ball knocked away. Rich had the coverage.
Great coverage on the outside. Turn around just in time. Tried to high point the ball. You need big plays like that. Can this defense do it, you know? I mean, look, Kaminsky goes out there. He throws a pretty good pass with pressure in his face, getting hit. Double move with the double move. Great play on the outside by both the receiver and the DB. The receiver stopping the catch, and the DB almost making an interception.
Romaine applied the hit. Second down, pocket collapsing. Down goes Kaminsky. Ball free, Kansas State on top of it.
There is a crowd here. The fans are here. Kansas State is here. They needed this right here. Quick change. Go out there and make a play. The defense stepping up. Now it's up to Johnson to go out there and keep things going. Great rush up front. One-on-one. Able to shed the block. Gets out. That's a good old-fashioned TE stunt. Tight end gets up the field. Linebacker goes around the corner. Rush end goes around the corner. Great play. Creating a turnover. This defense needed that. They needed something to get them going. They came out flat. This will probably get them going in a way that they can go out and start making plays for the rest of the game.
Cody Stufflebeam, one of 8 super seniors on the Kansas State roster with the hit. And then Toby Osasanmi able to recover it. And now they're going to go upstairs to take another look. See our referee. It's a Big 12 conference officiating crew. Tim Rich, our referee, the replay official tonight, Mark Larson, and they're going to take another look, see if Kaminsky's arm was going forward. Let's see if he's in that throwing motion as Stuffle being put on the hit.
It looked like he tried to bring it back into his body. I'm going to tell you the truth, Sean. It looked like he was trying to bring it back into his body, you know, just bring it down and just take the sack on the play. But, you know, I don't wear the stripes.
Taking multiple looks at this. Again, the call on the field is fumble. Kansas State with the recovery, and is there enough evidence to overturn that call?
It doesn't look like a passing motion, not necessarily to myself.
It's a big call nonetheless. Let's
After
listen
review, the ruling on the field is upheld. First down, Kansas State.
So the defense delivers after the special teams mistake.
Same thing happened last week versus Iowa State. The first time they get a punt, it's a punt muff. They fumble it, turn back around, defense bows up, and then creates a turnover.
And if you're North Dakota, a missed opportunity. You're looking for the upset on the road. Have to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves. So now their defense back to work. Rice gets the call, quick hitter over that right guard, and Rice stumbles his way up to the 39.
If I, you know, I'm a play caller, and you know I'm an offensive lineman, so you know of course I want to run the ball, but this is what they need to do. Keep it simple. You know, we call it KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. They just run inside zone there and pick up 5 yards. Now second and 5 as opposed to second and 10. To me, you know, 2 + 2 = 4. So at this point they need to do the same thing.
Brown, who had a big first quarter, looking for his first touch in the second quarter. Johnson looking his direction. He'll use his speed. Little shovel up ahead to the tight end. Will Swanson with his second catch of the night. That will move the sticks and a first down. Johnny Wiltshire another tackle.
They run that boot and, you know, just use Avery's speed to get on the outside. They ran.
Is paid off. Lots of room to run or throw for Avery Johnson. He will dump it off. Tibbs with the catch and a first down throw. Jerron Tibbs. Kansas State, plenty of time. Nice looking drive as they try to regain that lead late in this first half.
And as we talk, the weapons are more apt at better running.
They run the end around. This is Moise. Shakes free from one, and pursuit defense by North Dakota. Bennett Walker, the transfer from San Diego State.
You got to keep guys honest, keep those defensive ends from crashing down and following the play. You got to make sure those guys stay out wide. That way you can run more as far as play action to get the ball down the field. But if you don't make sure that those ends stop crashing, it'll be a long day for Johnson because they'll keep tattooing them on every single pass play.
Talking with Kleiman yesterday and these reduced rosters for all of college football, you're going to see more freshmen, redshirt freshmen make an impact. Pressure off the edge. Good job there by Johnson to feel it. Throws it toward Tibbs. Tipped around, and it is caught off the deflection. Jai Martin had his hands on it. Deflected to Tibbs. Touchdown.
Love this play. Look, turns around, gets the play fake. They give him a little time. He gets out the pocket, but then he throws it down. Watch how the receiver keeps his eye on the ball. You got to stay concentration. Finishes the play. Touchdown. Touchdown. Great concentration by the receiver.
Rodriguez adds the point after. Avery Johnson with the touchdown pass. Normally, when you talk tip drill, you're thinking defense. This time it's all about the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's straight concentrate. I mean, that should have been a pick, and that's the third time in this game, in this first half, that they didn't take an opportunity and finish a play. This defense have had their hands on 3 separate times the ball and didn't complete the game, didn't complete the play.
Tibbs has his first touchdown as a Wildcat, the transfer from Purdue. Spent 2 years in the Big Ten with the Boilermakers, 25 catches last year, a couple of touchdowns. Had a wonderful spring. He was one of those receivers who really stepped out this spring, tried to build a bond with Avery Johnson, and 4 catches last week against Iowa State, a couple of catches in this first half, and now his first touchdown.
Take advantage of your weapons, Johnson. Take advantage of your weapons.
Avery Johnson, he has been flinging the ball in this first half. And after his defense came away with a huge turnover, Johnson made North Dakota pay.
You look at it, it's simple with, the answer to the quiz. You run the ball, and it opens up everything else. If you steady pass in every single play, it gives that defense a shot of going out and making a play. So it's better to run the ball, impose your will, and then turn around and throw the ball over the top. It makes things just easier with the play action as opposed to just step back and drop back and throwing the ball every single play.
212 yards already tonight for Johnson last week, throwing for 273 in the loss to Iowa State. First down, trying to bounce it wide, Xavier Lay. No luck.
Look at the guys up front. As you're watching this game, watch the guys. When they cover the center and both guards with big defensive linemen, they're able to get up the field and stop all the misdirection and running plays that this North Dakota offense are trying to run. Those guys up front are imposing their wills, which is allowing them to go out and make plays.
Seumalo, one of the interior tackles for Kansas State, second down and 12. Near side throw, and this one's dropped. B.J. Fleming. Clemens was in the vicinity, and a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, both guys out there hand checking each other on the outside. You could have called pass interference on either one of those guys, but it's a physical play out there.
These have been the situations for the most part. North Dakota has becomes an impact, 3rd and long. Four-man rush over the middle on that quick slant. Hayden Stay, the tight end, barreling his Payne, the hard-hitting safety. And North Dakota with a quick 3-and-out. Kansas State going to get the football back.
They finally step up, playing a physical game. Turns around, bam, pads are popping out there. This is what football is all about. The physicality of guys going out there and making things happen. They get the stop, gonna punt, 3 minutes left in the first half.
Pressure up the middle, and Silvernail just did get the kick away. Flag down, Silvernail also down. As this ball trickling inside the 20 comes to a rest at the 18. Contact with the punter, Silvernail, a 50-yard punt right now.
Running to the kicker, receiving team number 1. The 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
So it doesn't matter whether it's running or roughing. They only needed 4. They pick up 5 with a lesser infraction.
Huge, huge play. Once again on special teams, in which North Dakota keeps the sticks moving. This is something, that Kansas State has to watch. Too much undisciplined football, and that's not, what Kleiman has been taught here. That's not what he's had here since he's been here. They've been a more disciplined team than what they're showing these first 2 games. Now the defense has to go out there, and then eventually, they're going to get tired. They're playing a lot of snaps today with a big physical offensive line.
Jaden Rowe, the transfer from Oklahoma, with the flag on that last play, giving North Dakota new life late in this first half. Kaminsky rolling right, flush, flag thrown, vicinity of a hold. Romaine shadowing Kaminsky, and this one going against the North Dakota O-line.
Offense number 71, 10-yard penalty. It's first down.
That's their veteran, Seth Anderson, who started his career at North Dakota State. Spent a couple of years with the Bison. You don't find this type of transfer too often, going from Fargo to Grand Forks, but Anderson has been an anchor of this offensive line in fall camp.
Yeah, and he had, that's I've been in that position before. You don't know where the quarterback is when you're an offensive tackle. And when he starts moving away from you, like, hey, come back, reach, grab the jersey. It's easy when you're out there at tackle because, that you're seeing everything when you're by yourself.
You talk to the Kansas State faithful, you never held anybody in your career here.
Offense number 80, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Boy, a little bit of self-destructing now by North Dakota late. They had the penalty on first down before the roughing the punter, the running into the punter. Now they get a holding call, an illegal procedure, and Eric Schmidt in this offense moving the wrong way.
And this is something that's uncharacteristic also of a North Dakota team.
One of the least penalized teams in the Missouri Valley Football Conference a year ago. We hit the 2-minute timeout. Kansas State leading by 3.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
Plenty of offense in this one. We've had a couple of unorthodox touchdowns. Little tip drill action here. Right spot, right time. Concentration by Tibbs. K-State leading by 3.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back because we know you love to get the most out of your pizza by getting the most on your pizza. Get any hand-tossed pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Get extra without paying extra for $9.99 at Domino's.
Thanks for meeting me here.
You okay?
You're my only lawyer friend, and I need your professional opinion.
Okay.
You see that brand new Hyundai Tucson out there?
Yeah.
That's all I paid for it.
Do you know what you want?
Yeah.
I think I do.
Enjoy your new car.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $239 a month or get $1,750 bonus cash. Hurry in today.
My name's Aria. I'm 11 years old and I'm from United States.
3, 2, 1, go.
I would love to come play for Barcelona someday and play on the same fields that they play on.
Que haya marcas como Bimbo que se preocupen y ocupen de crear experiencias, pues es algo excepcional.
Hear more about my story.
So, to recap all the AI we're adding, it's supposed to streamline our workflows.
That's the idea.
But adding the AI that makes everyone else's job easier to manage gives us more to manage.
That's the reality.
Well, that's not very streamlined.
That's the irony.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if we still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still rise up in the streets.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you?
Year offensive coordinator for North Dakota has watched his offense put up 173 yards, putting up a fight on the road against a top 25 opponent in Kansas State. Kaminsky with some room. He will loft it downfield, and it is caught in stride. Soft touch to Caden Dennis, senior from Kansas City.
You have got to stay disciplined. This defensive end goes in too far, invites him in, and it just makes it easy for the quarterback to get outside. And Kaminsky has a lot of confidence in getting the ball down the field, and that's a great play by him and the receiver converting.
8 different receivers for Kaminsky in this first half. First down and 10, pressure up the middle. He's dumped by Stufflebean. Second sack of the night for the senior.
Yeah, that was more so a cover sack, but you know what? They ran a simple play. They ran a T with the end coming in, an ET. Really plain. ET, he's able to get in. Great rush by the tackle going up the field and not allowing that tackle to work back in to block him, which allowed to get the sack. But it was coverage downfield, which allowed that to develop up front.
Loss of 11, 2nd and 21. Pressure again, and again they get to him. This time off the edge by Travis Bates. Bates, the junior.
Second charge time out of the half. Kansas State.
And now Kansas State thinking they can get the football back. There is a flag down
on the
around midfield along the North Dakota sideline. I think Tim Rich just realizing that, so he'll bring the crew together and discuss. Kansas State calling that last time out. They thought the sack was going to stand. Let's listen
During
in.
the play, personal foul, face mask, defense number 5. That's a 15-yard penalty enforced in the previous spot with an automatic first down. Kansas State will not be charged with a timeout.
All right, so there you go. They were unaware of the flag as well. So Clemens with a mistake in his tussle with Dang on the top of the field, and this will be a 15-yarder in North Dakota. Bailed out by the penalty.
You know, it's the second week in a row that Coach Klein and his team has been undisciplined on their approach to the game. It's the little things which are allowing this team to really, make a difference on the other side of the ball. North Dakota has shown more moxie and not done as much as far as, turnovers and things of that nature. But when you look at it at the end of the day, it's the undisciplined play by Kansas State, which is allowing them to only be 3 points up in this game. You got man-to-man on the outside. Just do what you're purposed to do. Do what you've done all camp and allow yourself to go out there and make a play.
First and 10.
So the back-to-back sacks by Bates and Stufflebean for not following the unsportsmanlike conduct, and a first down at the 47. Zipping it through the hands, incomplete, looking for Dang. McIntosh the coverage.
Yeah, look at it, Kaminsky has a lot of moxie out there, but, you know, he's just watching Dang Dang right here the entire time, knowing it was go to it, and that's why the DB was able to come up and make a play. Plus, he put a little too much heat on it, wanting to get it there, and that's one of the things they talked about in his game that he did too much. Throwing the ball too hard to receivers when he needs a little more touch.
Yeah, he would be on lockdown with one specific target, did not check down on the others, and he would try to force the issue, which created some troubles for him in his early years. 2nd down and 10, inside a minute to go. Long throw across the field, the timing route. He was looking for Dennis.
Yeah, both guys on the outside playing hand-to-hand combat. You know, you could have called that either way. Holding by the defense, interference by the defense or interference by the offense. You got to push off with the offense, and, you know, you look at it, the corner just wasn't going to let him push him away. They've been pretty successful on 3rd down.
Jordan Allen, one of the rush-ins. Keep an eye on number 44, Osen Sami. Couple of sacks last week. Rocco back in Iowa State. 3rd down, they keep it on the ground. Nice jump cut there by Seidel, and he'll pick up the 1st down. A former hockey player turned football, showing that jump cut on the ice, how it translates to what it looks like on the gridiron.
But once again, you know, you look on us, Toby Osen Sami, he just can't keep rushing down and allowing them to.
Here's Dennis with the catch. This will be 1st down yardage inside the red zone. That's a terrific throw, a long throw across the field on the timing pattern, the out route by Caden Dennis.
Yeah, even better out route, you know, that he ran, and then, you know, Kaminsky just getting the ball to him in stride.
18 yards on the completion. North Dakota still with a timeout. Xavier Lay flanking Kaminsky to his left, and now they go empty set as Lay goes to the slot. That late shift had Kansas State confused, so they're going to make sure everybody's on the same page.
You know, Sean, they had problems with this last week with lining up, and I think that's one of the things that UND made sure they took note of in the game last week. There was a lot of times where Kansas State was moving around and didn't quite know what to do or how to adjust to different formations. So, I mean, you can see UND definitely taking advantage of it on offense. And, you know, at this point, 35 seconds left, Kansas State up by 3. I would call a timeout also just to make sure that they know who they have, how they need to do it, and execute the defense.
Joe Klanderman, the defensive coordinator, he part of Kleiman's original staff at North Dakota State, came with him from Fargo to Manhattan back in 2019. He was actually the linebacker coach. And Kleiman was the defensive coordinator for North Dakota State back in that time, all under Craig Bohl's direction.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, you could tell that he, you know, he loves the game he's playing, and, you know, sometimes he's not playing with a full deck. He's crazier than most of the players, you know. He loves being out there. He loves the game. He loves coaching the game.
So fun to chat with him and the energy that he brings.
Absolutely.
1st down and 10 from the 16, taking a shot back of the end zone, off the fingertips, incomplete.
It's a great pass out there. Just led him just a little too far on the play.
DeMontanek, the intended target. There's an injured lineman for North Dakota down.
Throw it a little bit too far on the play. Oh, I hate to see this offensive lineman down. That's one thing when you play O-line, it's tough because you always have people falling around your legs, you know, and, you know, that's one thing I was always conscious of. When the backside guy gets rolled up from the opposite side or from the back, it's really tough.
Keep an eye on the right guard, number 51. It's Caleb Olson. And yeah, Barrett, you are spot on. He got rolled into. Just nothing you can do. You're in that helpless position.
Absolutely, absolutely. I can remember playing, when I was playing here and I was playing on the opposite sideline, we're playing against Colorado, and the same thing happened to me. I sprained my medial collateral, you know, and, you know, it was tough. It's tough because somebody's always falling around your legs. You got 5 big guys, 5 really, really big guys battling, you know, 3 or 4 other big guys, you know, so it's tough.
You look at this offensive line, and they really had to mature sooner than North Dakota was anticipating when they brought them in. They had some really good linemen in this program that transferred out to FBS schools, and Easton Kilty was one of those players. Started his career at North Dakota, transferred to Kansas State. But you look at Olson, gingerly makes his way off the field toward that North Dakota sideline. Olson, Anderson, Buxta at center, Beecher at left guard. These are all guys that maybe played a year before they were anticipating, but now they're starting to pay off those dividends and the labors of those growing pains they had at times a year ago.
You play, get the experience, you know, even though you, at that point, don't think that you're ready to play, but you get forced to play, then the maturation sets in, and you guys play together from being thrown into fire.
See how they respond without the captain, and a huge hole opens up untouched. Sawyer Seidel, touchdown, North Dakota.
Great one-on-one blocks in the interior of that defensive line, because everybody has their man by themselves. The center's covered, the guards are covered. They come off the ball, and when they come off the ball, they would push them all the way down, and the linebacker in the end, they don't get to their holes. They didn't allow the linebacker to get to his hole, so just ran straight through where somebody vacated. Touchdown.
16 yards on the touchdown run by Seidel. Elridge adds the point after in a developing situation on a Saturday night here in Manhattan. North Dakota 21-17. Keep in mind, this is a program last year that went to Ames, battled Iowa State, lost to the Cyclones 21-3. But in that game last year, they had a 23-play drive that ate up over 12 and a half minutes. And again, they're not going to surprise up, catch people off guard. They expect that from the Missouri Valley Football Conference, and they have showed up and have played a spirited first half with their new coach.
Absolutely, man. You look at it. I mean, I just love the fact, you know, you got big on big, and it's everything that's happening positive for this North Dakota team is happening up front. Those guys getting together, coming off the ball, and really showing you, hey, we're just as good as you here at Kansas State. And we're going to, you know, go out and oppose our will, and it's working for them. Very, very muddy game.
These two teams putting up close to 500 yards of combined offense in this first half. Norenberg takes it out past the 25. Kansas State with just a timeout, only 19 seconds.
Tell you what, Sean, this is the game that Coach Kleiman didn't want to see. He's been at an FCS school. He understands what it is to come in and beat a K-State team. When he was at North Dakota State, him and Carson Wentz came in and beat Kansas State, you know, during their heyday. So this is something, you know, that you can't just take lightly.
Kansas State has won 31 of the last 32 games against FCS opponents. That one blemish, as you mentioned, the Kleiman-led Bison of North Dakota State.
Absolutely.
When he was the defensive coordinator.
We talked, I mean, he said that. He said, I don't want this game to become muddy. If we're a better team, then let's beat them like we're a better team. We can't allow ourselves to go out there and make mistakes, make this game and keep them in the game. And right now, they're not being kept in the game. They're getting beat by this UND team.
Coach Chris Kleiman joins us. Coach, you told us yesterday you wanted to avoid a muddy game. Well, North Dakota is providing a muddy game right now.
There's nothing. It's dead.
Coach Kleiman having some audio issues with the coach, so see if they can get that straightened out. Halftime here in Manhattan, 21-17, North Dakota by 4. We'll be back with more halftime festivities. And a wild night, North Dakota out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference, putting up a fight on the road. They lead it here at the break.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken, spinach,
beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
What's been going on?
We're both dealing with a lot of guilt right now.
Can't sleep,
Not
can't eat.
eating.
You see that brand new Hyundai Santa Fe? We only paid $3 for it.
Looks like we're out of time. Breathing exercises. Inhale, exhale.
Enjoy the new car.
Okay, thanks.
Deal so right, it almost feels wrong. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months, plus 0 payments for 90 days, or up to $2,750 bonus cash on the Hyundai Palisade. Hurry in today.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans. Premium features, perks, and extras. And incredible prices for nationwide 5G.
Pretty good deal.
There's a plan for everyone at Cricket Nation.
My name's Aria. I'm 11 years old and I'm from United States.
2, 1, go.
I would love to come play for Barcelona someday and play on the same fields that they play on.
Que haya marcas como Bimbo que se preocupen y ocupen de crear experiencias, pues es algo excepcional.
Hear more about my story.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if you still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love in the streets.
Fall. The season of sneeze. The autumn of uh-oh. When something's going around, it can really get around. But you? This is far from your first rodeo. You're more than ready. You've got new Binax Now combo tests for COVID and flu on hand. When sixth season strikes, you get to the knowing part now. Know now. New Binax Now COVID and flu.
At North Dakota with a stunner right now. 21-17, they lead it over 17th ranked Kansas State. Pete Souza and Taylor McHarg break down a couple of the top quarterbacks in the Big 12 from their matchup last week in Dublin.
Welcome back to Inside the 12. I'm Pete Souza. He is Taylor McHarg, the quarterback. And right now, we're going to go in the quarterback club. My question about this exclusive group is like, do you guys get smokers jackets or is there VIP access? I would know nothing about this club.
Yeah, not that I'm aware. I mean, maybe we can get the Big 12 to send us some pins like this. We'll wear those during the show. But no, I thought week 0, the 3 that we saw on display, really good quarterback performances out of all 3. So you can nitpick a few things here and there. But I think it speaks to, again, the depth at the quarterback position for the league as a whole. We talked about that some last week. We will as the season goes along. But a good first performance for all 3 quarterbacks.
Football junkies. You're going to take us inside the film room, and we're going to start with Rocco Becht. Not exactly overwhelming numbers, 14 of 28 for 183 yards and 2 touchdowns.
But delivering the ball down the field late what was most impressive. This touchdown to Brett Eskelsen, I thought was maybe his best throw of the day. Look at this window right here. This is a tough throw. The defender between him and his receivers got to drop that in the bucket over the shoulder. Little stop and go. I love the play design. Get the corner in conflict. Receiver Eskelsen gets behind him. But this throw was fantastic in wet and rainy conditions from Rocco Becht. I thought he did a fantastic job delivering the ball down the field. You saw 13 personnel, 14 personnel, 3 and 4 tight ends on the field, and that benefited Rocco Becht tremendously. And I'll say it one more time to drive this point home. The throws that he made late in the game down the field in contested windows, that to me, along with converting on 4th downs, that was the difference in the game for Iowa State.
Let's go to Avery Johnson. It was almost like the opposite of Rocco Becht. His numbers actually looked pretty good, but in watching the game, he didn't knock me off my feet. What did you see?
I thought he did a nice job taking what the defense gave him. In this clip that we're going to show you, this was a savvy throw from Avery Johnson. He had some downfield passes that went for touchdowns, but this was a great throw, leading his receiver, the tight end, away from that defender. You see the corner crashing down on this over route. If he throws this ahead of his receiver, this is either an incompletion, a blown up player, or an interception. And if you watch how he throws this on the back shoulder, I thought was a fantastic job by Avery Johnson protecting his receiver. And I also thought, we talked a lot about last week, Iowa State playing that 3-high safety look. It's a 3-3-5. They keep everything in front of them. And Avery Johnson, I thought, did a really nice job of taking what the defense gave him. And I think the completion percentage that you saw, a lot of it was underneath throws. And the shot plays that were there, he converted on. Remember, there was a drop touchdown in the end zone as well that he threw on a great ball. The loss is not on Avery Johnson. I thought he played really well.
Well, one of the things I felt like helped unlock him was Matt Wells. I thought there were some pretty nice play calls there that opened up that offense for Avery Johnson, their new offensive coordinator.
There's no doubt. And I also, the only thing that I would be curious as the season goes along, do they have any more designed quarterback run game?
Avery Johnson doing his part in this first half. 212 yards through the air for Johnson, a couple of touchdowns, but it's been North Dakota stealing the show. Sawyer Seidel, the 16-yard scamper late. Fighting Hawks with the lead here at the break.
You've dreamed up some delicious Domino's pizzas, like the viral pizza.
This is a perfect pizza.
And we want to see more. So we're bringing back Domino's best deal ever. Get any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Maybe you'll invent the new viral pizza. Only at Domino's.
The Kia K4 and K5 represent what comes next. The next movement for innovation. And the next movement for acceleration. The Kia K4 and K5.
Kia, movement that inspires.
My name's Aria. I'm 11 years old and I'm from United States.
2, 1, go.
I would love to come play for Barcelona someday and play on the same fields that they play on.
Que haya marcas como Bimbo que se preocupen y ocupen de crear esas experiencias, pues es algo excepcional.
Hear more about my story.
So, to recap all the AI we're adding, it's supposed to streamline our workflows.
That's the idea.
But adding the AI that makes everyone else's job easier to manage gives us more to manage.
That's the reality.
Well, that's not very streamlined.
That's the irony.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if he still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love in the streets.
Fall, the season of sneeze, the autumn of uh-oh. But you're more than ready. You've got new Binax Now combo tests for COVID and flu on hand. So you can know now. New Binax Now COVID and flu.
You're watching the Big 12 Conference on ESPN. Opening week of the college football season, unless you were one of those few teams that played in week 0 like Kansas State. The Wildcats trying to bounce back from that long road trip to Dublin in a rough first half. They trail North Dakota 21-17 here at the break. Sean Kinney alongside Barrett Brooks. Well, Barrett, really no surprises from what Kansas State got from North Dakota. This is a proud program. This is a physically strong team, and they showed some of that with the poise of a young quarterback.
Absolutely. You know, you're talking about FBS team that really are mixing it up, and they're not scared of this Kansas State team. They understand that they're just as physical as this Kansas State team. This is 3 yards in a cloud of dust. The offensive line are taking it upon themselves to move these guys around. They're going out there and imposing their will. But, you know, back and forth, each team needs to cut down on the turnovers, especially Kansas State. When they have an opportunity to run the ball, big plays come from them. But they continue to do things like fumble, jump off sides, hurting themselves, and that's the problem that they're facing. They are getting right now outplayed by a team that is playing very, very well in UND.
Kaminsky with a couple of touchdowns. Avery Johnson for the second straight week. The vertical game has been prevalent. The deflection. Tibbs with his first touchdown as a Wildcat. And this was late in the first half. The touchdown run by Seidel and North Dakota untouched from 16 yards out. And the Fighting Hawks with the lead here at the intermission. Plenty of offense. It's been really balanced for North Dakota. Not so much for K-State, just 28 yards rushing.
Yeah, that's a problem, because when they run the ball successfully, that's when things bode well for this Kansas State team, because then it opens up the offense. I think Johnson really needs to sit down and focus not just the offense, but the defense also. He has to show that leadership role. You look on the other side, Kaminsky has definitely done that for North Dakota. He is going out there and being the man on that team, and they're following suit with him.
K-State still feeling the effects for the second straight week of no Dylan Edwards carrying that football in this offense. Well, there has been plenty of offense from Avery Johnson. Soft touch here. A little luck as well off the deflection. Tibbs with the touchdown. Seidel counters. A good one from Manhattan tonight.
Your activewear is with you through every serve, swing, and stretch. So it's time you cleaned it the right way. Meet the Laundress Activewear Detergent and Fabric Spray. Expertly formulated to deep clean and refresh your hardest working performance fabrics. Scented in marine, an energizing blend of bergamot, mandarin, and oceanic notes for long-lasting freshness that keeps up with every move. Because performance isn't just how you move, it's how you care for what moves with you. Now available at Amazon and thelaundress.com.
My generalized myasthenia gravis was unpredictable and limited what I could do. But Ultomiris is continuous symptom control with improvement in activities of daily living. It is reduced muscle weakness, and Ultomiris is the only long-acting GMG treatment with the freedom of just 6 to 7 infusions per year. For a predictable routine, I can count on.
Ultomiris may lower your ability to fight infections, increasing your chance of serious meningococcal and other infections, which may become life-threatening or fatal. Complete or update meningococcal vaccines at least 2 weeks before you start. If treatment is urgent, you should receive antibiotics with your vaccines. Don't start if you have a meningococcal infection. Infusion reactions may include back, belly, limb, or chest pain, muscle spasms, blood pressure changes, tiredness, shaking chills, bad taste, breathing problems, or face, tongue, or throat swelling. Ultomiris is continuous symptom control. Talk to your neurologist today.
Gemini, my skin's dry but sticky from the heat. What here could help?
I see a light hydrating essence that'll be great.
Now this is legit.
When you're with Amex Platinum, you can go the distance for what you love. And with travel perks like guaranteed 4 p.m. checkout with fine hotels and resorts, you have more time to celebrate. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. That's the rule.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, get the vacation you expect and never a hovering host.
All the fluffy, flavorful goodness. All the best value. For all your folks, every day, all starting at $7.99. Only at Cracker Barrel.
Fill your potatoes? Oh yes. Fill your eggs and pasta? Hello, creaminess. Philadelphia, a creamy touch of magic.
Halftime here at Kansas State, and a good one. The opener for North Dakota, a new era. Eric Schmidt back guiding the Fighting Hawks, and they have put on quite a show on the road, and they are believing as they pop out of their locker room. 21-17, they lead it over 17th ranked Kansas State here at the intermission. Sean Kenny alongside Barrett Brooks, and a balanced offensive attack for Eric Schmidt and this offense. Coach, on the road, your first head coaching performance at your alma mater, a pretty good show. How do you finish off this second half?
Yeah, I mean, that was the message at halftime. We just talked about the guys and said, hey, 20 years from now, we're going to be hanging out at a bar somewhere, and we're either going to talk about, hey, remember when we were beating Kansas State at halftime, or remember when we beat Kansas State? And it's up to you, man. What do you want the story to be? So I'm happy with where we're at. We got to take care of the football, and we got to do a great job of limiting their explosive plays, trying to track their quarterback down and get him on the ground, because when he scrambles, man, we're holding on when he's in the open field.
Coach, we thank you. Certainly the 7-0-1. Proud of that first half. We'll see what happens as the second half unfolds. Best of luck.
All right, appreciate you guys.
Eric Schmidt and this North Dakota team believing, can they pull off the upset tonight? Second half coming up.
Behind every winning team is a playbook. Ours, it's built on trust, team, care, passion. Headquartered in Manhattan, Kansas, and founded by proud K-State alumni, we're purple to the core. Just like our passion for the Cats, our passion to make buying and selling equipment simple, transparent, and straightforward runs deep. At Purple Wave Auction, our #1 play is connecting buyers and sellers across the country with no reserves and no surprises. From ag and construction to fleet equipment, we're your trusted team. Purple Wave Auction, proud sponsor of K-State Athletics.
So much potential that lies ahead for us. We're going to make noise.
Left foot cross. One touch towards the goal, and it's good!
Opportunity for K-State. Can they get the hit on the touch? Second goal, Wildcats!
Hey, Coach Kleiman here. Rivalry games are great for the sport of football. And now, thanks to the Rivalry Riches scratch tickets from the Kansas Lottery, you could win a VIP package with a tailgate experience to the K-State KU game on October 25th. Just enter your Rivalry Riches tickets into PlayOn. Plus, when you scratch the ticket, you could win up to $50,000 instantly. That's a win-win, and I love to win. Play Rivalry Riches and go Cats.
This is notoriously one of the loudest places to play.
Under pressure, now steps up, he's gonna run. Angles left to the 10, he's at the 5, touchdown! Dylan Edwards creases the Knights, and he's gonna score. Klein, pop pass to the end zone, touchdown Wildcats. One-on-one down the sidelines, caught, touchdown Brown, doing it for the Cats!
What we grow here defies expectation. Hungry minds searching for answers. Explorers of the impossible. Breakthroughs without end. People who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. You'd be amazed at what we grow here.
This field belongs to the ones who take it. This season doesn't come with the script. This is where everything is earned, and we mean everything. We don't do handouts here. You want the spotlight? Earn it. You want to shine different? Prove it. 30 years strong, and we keep shining brighter. This is Big 12 football. This is a different league.
50,000 strong here inside Bill Snyder Family Stadium, and now they're ready to dial it up even more. Kansas State in a dogfight with North Dakota, 21-17, and how would you like to be in the Kelly Green, surrounded by the Royal Purple tonight?
Yeah, they're in enemy territory, but you can't tell them nothing. They're in their foxhole, and they're fighting their way out right now.
North Dakota in this offense to get the football first after deferring to start the game. And what a first half it was for Jerry Kaminsky in this offense. Balanced attack. Kaminsky making his first career start, the sophomore out of Sun Prairie High School in Wisconsin, was named the starter Monday. won a tight battle, outdueling last year's starter Simon Rumfo and the transfer from San Diego State in Javance Tupuala Johnson.
It's all about belief, and they believe in Kaminsky. They definitely believe in him.
North Dakota from the 25, out of the pistol set. They will hand the ball off, and Lay is tripped up in the backfield. The top linebackers in the country, Austin Romaine.
And they feel as though they have an opportunity to go out there and really play. I mean, watch them here. That offensive line of moving guys around. On the backside, they were able to go up and make a play. But they have to watch that crashing down because they have been able to get on the outside and really make big plays from going from that backside and cutting up the middle.
Second down, back-to-back carries for Lay, and this time it was Payne coming up from his safety position. So let's talk adjustments defensively for Joe Klanderman in Kansas State. Good start here with the hit by Romaine and Payne. What do you anticipate?
I anticipate them to make sure that they look for the big play. When you're up and you're stopping them like this, that's when they start to go over the top. They must stay disciplined in their lanes, in their coverage, and make big plays on the defensive side of the ball. And on the exact opposite for UND. Make sure that they go out there and do what they've been doing, playing disciplined football.
Third down, they rush 5, floating it far side, just beyond the reach. They were looking for Ty. Coverage on the play by Justice Clements.
Now you look at it, I mean, watch the defense. I'm looking, and he was right there to make a play and hesitated for a second because he made sure everything was going around because he was scot-free and hit Kaminsky and really altered the throw on the play. Those are the little things you have to do. Base fundamental football.
Lockett awaiting the punt at his 35. Kansas State trying to set up the return. A booming kick here by Silvernail. Lockett on the back pedal at the 20 with some space. 35-40, upended at the 43. It's a return of 23 yards on the 53-yard bomb, uncorked by Silvernail. Avery Johnson, fresh off a strong showing in Dublin. And for the second straight week, Barrett able to get those vertical balls down the field. A couple of touchdown passes.
Yeah, you give him a little time. That's all you have to do is give him a little time, and he can make a big play. You give him some running lanes, he can make a big play. But I tell you what, UND has played disciplined football and kept him really in the box, really preventing him from doing that, keeping constant pressure on him. And, the ball has bounced their way a lot of the times.
Great starting position for Johnson in this offense after the Lockett return. They will run that jet sweep. Putting a plant, trying to cut up field was Moise. Trying to get the freshman, that's his third touch tonight.
Running that misdirection, they pull both backside guard and tackle, get them going that way, and then handing the ball off on the jet sweep, going back around. This time, North Dakota stayed disciplined.
14 of 20 for Johnson in the first half. Couple of touchdown passes. As we talked about, really hasn't run the football a lot. Just a couple of carries, -4 yards. Running over the right side is Joe Jackson. Kenneth Walker coming in from his cornerback position. And a third down coming up.
We talked about it earlier, keeping things simple. You got to keep things simple. Just run the ball. Allow your offensive linemen to go out there and pose their will. Look at this defensive line. Keep them on the field a little more, and that's just by going and taking a little bit at a time, running the ball, keeping their discipline, and playing this offense the way it's supposed to be played.
Last year, Kansas State averaged over 200 yards on the ground, 11th in the country. No Dylan Edwards again tonight in that ground game, a struggle. Third down and a low throw, and a juggling catch is made. Terrific concentration by Bradley. Throw and catch, keep this drive alive, and an injured Wildcat, and that's their transfer from Pitt, Terrence Enos.
Not a lot of depth. It's tough. Friendly fire going into the game.
You've dreamed up some delicious Domino's pizzas, like the viral pizza.
This is a perfect pizza.
And we want to see more. So we're bringing back Domino's Best Deal Ever. Get any hand-tossed, pan-thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Maybe you'll invent the new viral pizza. Only at Domino's.
Hi, where are you?
Hey, I can't make it. I have a board meeting.
Hey, BMW, text Chris. Busy with the performance review.
I'm not gonna make it in today. Yeah, I'm actually working with a new trainee. Oh, sit!
This summer, make your own plans in the ultimate driving machine. Find yours at the BMW Summer Sales Event on now. Lease the BMW i4 for $399 per month and receive a loyalty credit up to $2,000.
Cricket has jaw-dropping new unlimited plans.
Say what?
Premium features, perks, and extras. And incredible prices for nationwide 5G.
Pretty good deal.
There's a plan for everyone at Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
3, 2, 1, go.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. You're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if we still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets.
Fall, the season of sneeze, the autumn of uh-oh. When something's going around, it can really get around. But you? This is far from your first rodeo. You're more than ready. You've got new Binax Now combo tests for COVID and flu on hand. When 6th season strikes, you get to the knowing part now. Know now. New Binax Now COVID and flu.
Career came back in the state of North Dakota. His remarkable run, part of the dynasty for North Dakota State, guided the Bison to 4 national championships in 5 years before taking the job in Manhattan. Right now, his team trailing 4 to the other school in that great state, so rich in history of football. The North Dakota Fighting Hawks see his time in Fargo with the Bison. 69-6 against FCS teams in the 4 national championships. Good news for K-State. Terrence Enos was able to walk off on his own power, replaced out there by the freshman Gus Honkus. As they go near sideline. Hawkins at right tackle, Barrett, is a player talking to offensive coordinator Matt Wells and Coach Kleiman that they are really high on the redshirt freshman from Shawnee. Expect to get a lot of reps throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, he was going to be in this game a lot, you know, and they have high hopes for him, being a really good player for him.
2nd down and 7 over the right side. Good tackle there. Flying in was Jai Martin.
You know, slow and steady wins the race. You know, I know this doesn't look like big-time football, but this is the type of football I love. You know, power football, you know, you in the front side, you double team, backside pull around and find you a gap to run through. That's what they're doing right now. Keep this going. Keep this defense on the field. Kansas State's offense, the defense has been on the field way too much. They need to keep the North Dakota defense out there a lot longer.
Braden Moore is checked in as one of the rush-ins. One of the veterans of this North Dakota defense. Johnson will keep it, a rare carry for him, and he'll get to the corner, scoot his way to safety as he gets out of bounds, shouldered by Bennett Walker on a 3rd down run for Johnson.
There you go. Keep it simple. Here it is, you know, get everybody going one way, and then follow your tight end on the outside, let him secure a block, and then use that speed that you know he has. Johnson's one of the fastest players on the field right now. Have him use his legs a little bit to kind of open this game up a little bit.
15 yards on the run by Johnson. First down, Kansas State inching closer to the red zone. They fake the jet sweep. Johnson will take a shot. Lots of contact downfield.
That was a great play call. Tight end on the outside, but you got to complete it. You know, he overthrew the tight end. Have a little more touch getting the ball to him. I know his eyes got huge seeing how wide open that tight end was on the outside. He ran a little wheel route. He's wide open, but you got to finish the deal.
Seemed often open off that wheel. Jamire Davis was wanting to call as he got all tangled up near the goal line. Second down and 10. Jackson in motion. He will get the call. Has a block to the corner. 15. And again, it's Jai Martin with the tackle as he goes in on the shins. But the speed of Jackson moving the sticks in a Kansas State first down.
You look at Jackson, you know, he could have went out of bounds early. What does he do? He finishes the play. He gets the first down. These are the little things you have to do to keep this offense going. Keep the chains moving. Physical football, slow and steady run the race. Sometimes you got to be the tortoise. Just go down the field.
Going into the game last week, they told us they were expecting maybe 25 to 30 snaps for Jackson. Ended up with a huge load because of the injury to Edwards. He gets a quick break here. Rice is checked into the game. Running over the left side. Rice with a good surge. Pastore and Portier on the left side of the Kansas State offensive front wall.
Sean, I love it. I love this. Just go out there and just impose your will as an offensive line. It's a great run right there. You may not think so, but 4 yards on a first down, now you've got 2nd and 6. Keep the chains moving. Give you an opportunity to stay on the field. Keep this defense on the field.
North Dakota rotating freely, trying to keep fresh bodies out there. Big and Rucker back into the game. Their 2 starting rush ins. Second down. Rice trying to bounce it wide, gets to the outside, touchdown! The freshman into the end zone for the first time in his Kansas State career.
I know you want me to talk about Rice, but no, who am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about this left tackle. Gus Hawkins secures that left side, that right side, and he's able to run right over him, and then the speed of Rice to the outside. Simple play by putting a man on a man, drive blocking, great play by the offensive line on that play in Hawkins. And all
that drive by Kansas State. The freshman checking in at right tackle, sealed it. The receiver Tibbs on the perimeter with some physicality in the block. Touchdown, Devon Rice. Kansas State back up.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back because we know you love to get the most out of your pizza by getting the most on your pizza. Get any hand-tossed pan thin crust or New York style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Get extra without paying extra for $9.99 at Domino's.
Hi, where are you? Hey, I can't make it. I have a board meeting.
At BMW, text Chris. Busy with a performance review.
I'm not gonna make it in today. Yeah, I'm actually working with a new trainee.
Sit!
This summer, make your own plans in the ultimate driving machine. Find yours at the BMW Summer Sales Event on now. Lease the BMW X3 for $599 per month and receive a loyalty credit up to $1,000.
3, 2, 1, go!
So, to recap all the AI we're adding, it's supposed to streamline our workflows.
That's the idea.
But adding the AI that makes everyone else's job easier to manage gives us more to manage.
That's the reality.
Well, that's not very streamlined.
That's the irony.
baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious...
They wanna know if he still got it. They say rap's king. They wanna know how I feel him. And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. Taking my time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets.
Get the ground game going. Yeah, not that type of ground game. It's pretty impressive, though.
I'd have been throwing up right now.
I'd be done after the first turn.
Absolutely.
And carted off the field. Plays 57 yards, not quite 5 minutes off the game clock, and a rushing attack that netted only 28 yards on 7 attempts in the first half. They're able to get 7 rushes alone on that drive, and you saw the end result with the touchdown run, his first as a Wildcat from the freshman Rice.
And that's what I'm used to seeing from this Kansas State team, that type of play. Not flashy, a little bit underwhelming, but a score nonetheless. Driving the ball down the field, running it, and having plays like that to keep this Kansas State team in the game.
North Dakota has had a response every time Kansas State has snatched that lead. Will the Fighting Hawks be able to respond again as Jerry Kaminsky leads this offense out? This crowd having a tense but fun time in Manhattan on this Saturday night. Absolutely gorgeous night. Worried about some rain early, but the showers went west, they went north. See a little light drizzle starting to fall now. For the most part, the rain has held off. After Ireland last week, K-State doesn't want to see any more rain. First down, Kaminsky hit. This one flutters its way out of bounds.
And that's the pressure up front by that Kansas State defense, pushing the offensive line on the footsteps of Kaminsky, not allowing him to step and push through the football, made it sail in the air a little further.
Cody Stufflebean again putting the pressure on. What a game for Stufflebean. Has a couple of sacks, forced a fumble. That time a quarterback hurry. Second down and 10 from the 25. Kaminsky will keep it toward the boundary side, and he is punished. Hit hard, picking up 3. A true freshman, Logan Bartley, with their